On this week's Greyhound View, we have lots of action for you from around the country, to include the quarterfinals of the Tote Gold Cup from Shelbourne Park, the final of the Shelbourne Stud 2-year-old sweep from Limerick, plus a trip to Tralee where a bunch of cowboys and gals got together for a night out.
Running for the big one here at Mullingar. Away they go, and number 2 make all of Tote start moving to the middle of the track. On the inside, Trap number 1, Westmead Natalie on the outside, number 6, Prince Honolulu. But around the bend is number 1, or number 2 should I say, make all leads from 3 runners alike. Then comes 1, Westmead Natalie, but down the far side, and make all leads by 3 lengths to number 3, runners alike. Number 1, Westmead Natalie in third, but it's number 2, make all. But here comes Ronan Delight with a powerful looking charge in second. Around the final bend, runners alike checks. It's 2 make all and 1 Westmead Natalie. 1 and 2 for Graham Calvert. Make all wins it. The favourite does it. Second, number 1, Westmead Natalie. And third, number 3, Ronan's Delight. A brilliant performance there, 33-29. And once again, a 1-2 for Graham Calvert.
The first classic of 2006, the Gain Feeds Irish Cesarewitch, gets off the ground on Thursday the 9th of March and promises to be bigger and better than ever before, with new sponsors on board bringing with them a cheque for €50,000 in total prize money, which means a winner's purse of over €21,000.
The biggest event that we run every year, and it's turned out a tremendous event. It's really went from strength to strength since it was moved to Mullingar 6 or 7 years ago, and we're delighted this year to have a new sponsor in the shape of Gain Feeds. They've put a lot of effort into this year's event, and we think it's going to be the biggest and best Cesarewitch to date. We approached Gain in late December, asked them would they be interested in sponsoring the event, and we got a very positive response. Their sponsorship is great. They've been very positive from a marketing point of view. We're delighted to have them on board, and it's all guns blazing for the 9th of March in Mullingar Greyhound Track.
We at Gain we're delighted to sponsor the first classic of the year. It's a new venture for us to go back into the business again. We used to sponsor the Puppy Derby back some years ago, whatever, and it's very fitting as well. It's the anniversary of our two new products that we launched last year, the record breaker and the Puppy and Sapling, and it's a testament that we said we would put a few bob back into the business again, in that the sales have exceeded way above expectations. We're associated with the dogs for the last 20 odd years, and we're one of the main players in the feed business, so it's only fitting that we would put something back into the business, and we're getting well patronised in the immediate area. We picked the Cesarewitch being the first classic, geographically well situated. We're hoping for a good entry from all over Ireland, and hopefully a UK entry as well.
Entries are coming in very strong. I mean, we expect to have 48 entries as per previous years. The event will be run over 4 nights. We'll have another massive night here on Sunday the 2nd of April, which again will be one of the biggest nights of the year at the venue. Another big family occasion, and the racing that particular night will start at 6 o'clock to allow all the families to come and make a big night of it. And Cesarewitch last year broke all records, and we are hopeful again that this year we'll even smash any records set last year. And we think from the response that we have had, the number of people that have made inquiries about coming here on the night in terms of the restaurant, our corporate facilities, we think that this year is going to be the biggest and the best to date.
And of course, we'll bring you all the action from the Cesarewitch, starting with the first round on the 9th of March. And just a reminder that next Saturday night, the Cuda Super Sprint gets underway at Curraheen Park in Cork, and Galway Stadium hosts the biggest event in their stadium's history, the €65,000 Tyro Ted Champion Bitch Stake, an event not to be missed. The Shelbourne Stud-sponsored 2-year-old sweep came to its conclusion on Saturday night at Limerick Stadium with over €3,000 on offer to the winner. The main focus was on Trap 5, Shelbourne Civic, the 2-to-1 favourite.
The dogs are in traps now for the final of the Shelbourne Stud sweep. 1, it's Limerick Dalt. 2, Droopy's Mourinho. River Splendor is 3, Cool by George 4, 5, Shelbourne Civic, and 6, Droopy's Armani. Trainer Pat Buckley is doubly represented in this final. Droopy's Mourinho is in 2, and 6, it's Droopy's Armani. Here coming behind traps, and away they go, and it's a very level break. River Splendor breaks away smartly and has perhaps a lead along with Droopy's Armani through the opening couple of bends. It's River Splendor, the white jacket, and Droopy's Armani locked together in behind. It's Shelbourne Civic going into the lead. It's Droopy's Armani. If only just, it's desperately close up front. The final couple of bends, Shelbourne Civic has the lead back into the home straight. Shelbourne Civic in the orange jacket, being pursued by River Splendor. It's a victory here for Shelbourne Civic. Confirmation of the result of the final of the Shelbourne Stud Sweep. It's a win by 3.5 lengths for Shelbourne Civic in 28.71. Second, River Splendor, and third, Cool by George.
I didn't expect him to come from behind that sort of field to win. He's run a marvellous race. He's going to be a great dog.
At the first sprint, he was last.
Yeah. I'd given up by then. I thought he had no chance whatsoever, especially with Amani in front of him and the way Pat's luck is going lately. But we will see. There'll be a lot more in him.
What about the time, 28.71?
Well, he's done a 28.59 round here, which I expected him to do tonight anyway. He's just a good dog. And with a good trainer, he'd be a great dog.
Modest.
Well, I'm not a trainer. We're breeders at Shelbourne Stud, and we just run a few for fun. And he's only a fun dog.
This is his 8th victory. What are the hopes for the future?
Well, we've got to be looking at the Derby. That's what he'll be aimed for. His first races has been trying to find the dog out. His weight's gone up and down. We've been trying to find his best weight, and we think we found it now.
Are you anyway feeling guilty this evening, being the sponsor and winning the race?
No. There's a lot of good rivalry between me and Pat Buckley, because Pat usually he's had our dogs in the past, and we were toying with letting Pat have him. He's got no chance now.
If you were at the Kingdom Stadium in Tralee last Saturday night without a cowboy hat, you would have stood out from the crowd. The dogs and Charlie's Angel syndicates were out in force. Bart Simpson was running on the night for the Dog Syndicate, and the ladies were there to check out the opposition as their dog Bosley wasn't quite ready to make his debut. We see more and more syndications pop up around the country, and the Irish Greyhound Board representative for these is Brendan Mansell.
We have a syndicate here tonight, a group of lads, and they're hoping for a bit of luck, and we'll have to wait and see how it goes for them, but hopefully they'll have a good night and have a bit of crack. They logged onto the website www.igb.ie and were in contact with me, and I sourced the greyhound for me. They told me how much they were willing to spend, and I sourced the dog to that budget. And then they asked me to get a trainer, so I sourced the trainer from locally here in Tralee, because they'd be racing in Tralee here a lot, and just helped them with all the paperwork and went from there.
So literally you take all the pain out of going out and looking for dogs and not really know what they're looking for.
That's right. I just make it as accessible as possible and make it as syndication friendly as possible.
So what sort of people get in contact with you about getting a dog?
Well, there's various groups. I'm getting one out for a hurling team in Galway. It's all different groups. I have a bunch of ladies, 13 ladies. Once they heard about the group for Bart Simpson, they contacted me and they wanted a dog then as well, because they didn't want to be outdone. So now they came tonight supporting the Bart Simpson, and I'm sure the next time when their dog is running, Bart Simpson group will come supporting them. So it's taking off quite well. Price range varies. You can go from pups up along, and I would be kind of encouraging people to go for the dog that's 12 months, just starting to have a few trials, probably 14 months old, and just showing a bit of promise, and at least you're guaranteed to get them to the track anyway.
Tonight we have the Bart Simpson dog running. It belongs to the Dog Syndicate. Do they come up with these names themselves?
Yeah, I met the lads in the bar in Tralee, and they told me they had the name but they needed the dog, and it was Bart Simpson. They had it for about 6 months, and I had to go and find the dog to match up to the good name, and hopefully we have a good dog in Bart Simpson.
So did you have much trouble getting them all here tonight?
No, they were great supporters. They support the dog very well. They the last night the 13 of them came the night the dog won, and they brought their girlfriends, parents, and on the night I think there was about 25 here in total. So they're great followers, and it's great to have them, and they had a great buzz to Tralee when they're around.
Well, Gareth, there's a whole gang of you here in the syndicate tonight here in Tralee.
That's right, they're after travelling now up and down the country, so we're hoping for a big win tonight. It's his second race, so it looks like he's in good shape, so we're hoping for the best.
So tell us, how did this syndicate come about?
I think a lot of pub talk that's been going on over the last few years, but basically when I put the word out about 4 or 5 months ago, there was a big reply, so a lot of people wanted in it, so eventually we just said the more the merrier, and 14 of us got together and we got lucky with the dog, I suppose.
And tell us, who's the Bart Simpson fan?
I think it was Fraser Hanrahan on a drunken night out came up with that name, and it's after sticking, and the name came up long before the dog was bought, so it's stuck now anyway.
You certainly won't be missed tonight with the hats anyway.
Well, and that's for sure anyway. We've got the girls in pink as well, so I think they're looking a lot better than we are.
So I presume you were talking to the trainer earlier. What does he think the chances are?
Yeah, we spoke to him earlier on today, and he's the dog's a very fast trapper, so we're hoping he'll make the bend first, and sure, we'll see what happens from there. Maybe the other 5 will get bumped in behind, so we're hoping for a result.
Well, they're here now on the way for the Foilmore Quarries, Carter Savine, A5525, and 2 Bark Simpson. They're here now coming up behind the boxes. The dogs all set, and away they go. And fastest in the stride, number 5. That's Hill Knock Star, leads to the bend, number 4. That's in second, Bibbs Melody around the bend. Awful trouble in behind. 2 Bark Simpson, badly balked, as was 6 Lady from Ware. But down the far side, it's 5. Hill Knock Star leads from trap 4, Bibbs Melody. Then comes 1, Paramania, but it's number 5, Hill Knock Star, a well clear into the third bend. Number 5, Hill Knock Star, clear of number 4, Bibbs Melody. Around the final bend, this is going to be an easy winner. Number 5, Hill Knock Star, turns with a commanding advantage. Number 4, Bibbs Melody, staying on well on second, but it's 5, Hill Knock Star, second, number 4, Bibbs Melody, and third, number 6, Lady from Ware.
Gareth, unfortunately that wasn't really Bark's race.
I think he fell asleep in the traps, for sure anyway. Better luck next time.
Well, he came out, he wasn't too bad coming out, but he just got into a lot of trouble there at the first bend.
That's it. I think if he kind of got the inside with it first, he might have done better, but sure, he better luck next time, as I said. I mean, he just got it rolled over, and I just got to see how it goes. I suppose a bit more, I suppose it's just going to come down. He's got to take time. He's still very young, like, and it's still his second race. I mean, he's got a lot of racing left in him, and as I said, we talked to Patsy earlier on. He said he'd probably give him a few sprints before he puts him onto a 5.25 again. So here we'll hope for the best. We're not too worried about it anyway.
So
It's still early days.
And are you going to stick here with Tralee, or are you going to move further afield?
I don't know. The plan, I think, is to take him to Cork now and keep him sprinting for a few months, and then we'll see. And maybe when he's 2 years old, bring him back to 5.25.
So it's going to be a boys' weekend out in Cork.
Oh, that's it. He's bred to win, like, so there's a lot of racing in him yet. So we'll hope for the best.
The Shelbourne Park racegoers were treated to a night of top-class racing last Saturday as the Star Trackers turned on the style in the quarterfinals of the Tote Gold Cup and the final of the Blackjack Tom Future Stars 550.
Well, they're here now running for the final of the Blackjack Tom Future Stars 550. 1 Droopies Electric and 2 Marshall and Nicky, 3 Large Mac, 4 McNiler, 5 Tane Lawn and 6 Reckless Bindi. And away they go, fast in the stride, 1 Droopies Electric, 4 McNiler going up fast also, but it's 1 Droopies Electric and 4 McNiler, then comes trap 5 Tane Lawn around the bend, 1 Droopies Electric and 4 McNiler, then comes 5 Tane Lawn, as in the semi-finals. Droopies Electric leads down the far side from 4 McNiler. They finished in this order last week, can they do it again? It's 1 Droopies Electric from 4 McNiler, then comes 5 Tane Lawn, but around the bottom 2 bends, 1 Droopies Electric, who's led from the opening corner, looks like landing the spoils. Number 4 McNiler in second, running on number 5 Tane Lawn, but it's 1 Droopies Electric. A brilliant success there, second close between 4 McNiler and 5 Tane Lawn. And the result of the final of the Blackjack Tom Future Stars 550, the in-form Pat Buckley winning with trap 1 Droopies Electric, second number 4 McNiler, and back in third was 5 Tane Lawn, the winning time 30.20. The winner really is a decent prospect. Well, Pat, it's been a great start to the year for you, but Droopies Electric is surely one of your most exciting prospects.
Yeah, he's a very serious pup, does everything right. Loads, bundles of early gears, middle pace, comes home like a train. He's a very classy start. He's probably as good as ever had. He's a top class greyhound. Your kennel is really in top form at the moment. You know, you have to have the last 4 winners here at Shelbourne Park. Yeah, the kennel is running well, but the kennel is running well, and hopefully it stays going. And what's the plan with Droopies Electric? Don't really know now. I'll chat over with Terry, the owner here tonight, and the Dunphys, and we'll see where we'll go then. I don't really know. We'll have a chat tonight. We'll see how things go. But the main aim would be the Paddy Power Derby later in the year. Ultimately, the choice will be between yourself and Terry. Terry, a delighted owner. Yeah, Droopies Electric, a serious dog.
Yeah, he's a great dog. Yep. The plan was to run him in the Midland Puppy Derby at Wolverhampton, because I'm a Wolverhampton boy. But no pressure on Pat, he runs him where he wants to. The pressure was tonight. I was offered a lot of money for him last week, 100,000 sterling, which I refused, because on Pat's say-so what a real good dog he was. So the pressure for me was, I'm in a win no-lose situation, am I? You know, if he gets beat, it's 100,000 quid, but that's like, I'm really pleased with what he's done, and he ain't for sale anyway. That's for anybody that's out there, you know. So I'm just pleased with the man here. I think he's the main man, and I love him.
Well, it's clear, lads, you have a top-class greyhound, and you can surely dream of further glory. And who knows, maybe in September we'll be interviewing you.
Hopefully.
We hope so.
And now on to the feature event of the evening, the quarterfinals of the Tote Gold Cup.
Only 5 greyhounds lined out in the opening quarter-final of the Tote Gold Cup. Trap 6 Johnny Splash was a non-runner. In his absence, number 3 Hee-Haw's Cantona was a warm favourite, but could he get around that corner? Hair up behind boxes, away they go, fast in the stride was 1 Galde Romeo, doing it well on the inside, or on the outside of him is 3 Hee-Haw's Cantona into the bend, Galde Romeo, 3 Hee-Haw's Cantona, and that's the way they go round. Hee-Haw's Cantona now leads by 4 lengths, 5 lengths to Trap 1 Galde Romeo, 2 and 3rd Benjo, but the one in front, Hee-Haw's Cantona, has stretched into a commanding lead. 1 Galde Romeo now going to start bridging the gap. It's 2 Benjo in 3rd, but 3 Hee-Haw's Cantona leads around the final bend. 1 Galde Romeo next, but up the home straight, number 3 Hee-Haw's Cantona wins it. Second number 1 Galde Romeo, third number 5 Halbert Dasher. The winning time 28.80. Indeed, Hee-Haw's Cantona was very impressive, winning for favourite backers, but could the short price favourite, a hand lad, win the second quarter-final. He was racing from Trap 5, but he faced some stiff opposition, including 2 Shaw Cross and 3 Holborn Post. The hair up behind the boxes, the favourite in 5, a hand lad, and he's away well. It's number 2 though, showing in front, Shaw Cross to the bend from 3 Holborn Post. Then comes 5, a hand lad, but around the bend is through. Shaw Cross leads, number 3 Holborn Post in second. Then comes 1 Tywer Pascal, who's forced to check at that point. A hand lad, bit of work to do, he's back in third, but it's 2 Shaw Cross. Here comes 3 Holborn Post and 5, a hand lad, but still number 2 Shaw Cross leads around the bottom 2 bends. 3 Holborn Post in second. Then comes 5, a hand lad, but around the bottom 2 bends, 2 Shaw Cross. Here comes 3 Holborn Post and 5, a hand lad. 4 finishing fast, dancing, but it's number 2 Shaw Cross that wins it. The winning time 29.06. The third quarter-final of the Tote Gold Cup was really a thrilling affair. 4 Minneola Farlow, 5 Tralee United and 6 Ardford Billy dominated the betting market, but would they dominate the action itself? The break is going to be all important. Away they go, fast in the stride was number 3. That's Red Barn Panther, now going well number 4, Minneola Farlow. And Minneola Farlow leads around the bend from number 3, Red Barn Panther. Then comes number 5, Tralee United. Down the far side, 4, Minneola Farlow, 3, Red Barn Panther, and 5, Tralee United. Ardford Billy in 4th, but now in full stride. Into the 3rd bend, it's still number 4, Minneola Farlow. He's well clear. Number 6, Ardford Billy in 2nd. Then comes 3, Red Barn Panther, but 4, Minneola Farlow seems to be back to his best. Leads up the home straight. Number 4, Minneola Farlow, an impressive winner. Second, number 6, Ardford Billy. Back in 3rd, close between 5 Tralee United and 2 Property Rebel. The winning time 28.63. Having set the standard in the opening round of the Tote Gold Cup, Group Rooster was a warm favourite to win the final heat. Racing from Trap 2, he certainly stood out as the one to beat, but the likes of Trap 1 Dark Davy, 3 Building Block and 4 Tywer Franca were more than worthy adversaries. Then away they go and fast in the stride was Trap number 6 now, Bad M's going up well. Number 1 also there, Dark David around the bend. It's 1 Dark David from 6 Bad M's. Then comes 5 Well Done Steve around the second bend. 1 Dark Davy and 6 Well Done, beg your pardon, 6 Bad M's. Now number 2 Group Roosters getting in full stride, back in 3rd spot. Into the 3rd bend, it's 1 Dark Davy with Trap number 6 Bad M's in 2nd. Then comes 2 Group Rooster. Oh, 1 broke down at the back, that's 5 Well Done Steve. But around the final bend, it's 1 Dark Davy leads up the home straight. Second is going to be number 6 Bad M's. 2 Group Rooster finishing well, but it's all too late. It's 1 Dark Davy that wins in style. The winning time 28.71. Well, Shane, we've seen some interesting results tonight, some good, some bad. The opening heat, of course, Ehas Cantona, he was favoured and he won in style.
He did. He missed the break early. That's always the worry with the dog. Very inconsistent at traps, but ferocious early pace, and the middle pace always carries him clear to that third bend. He doesn't fully see the trip out, but his pace early on just carries him clear of dogs like Galdare Romeo and that. We laid it early at evens. It went as big as 6-4 further down the line. Done her money. You know.
Did your money. I feel so sorry for you. The second heat you got a bit back, Shaw Cross beating the hot favourite, a hand lad. Was there much support for a hand lad?
4-6, late at 4-6. I didn't get too heavily involved. I thought I'd probably win. I suppose the one thing you're holding on to is that it's drawn pretty far out and there's plenty of early pace on the inside. He's taking a thump on the first and the second bend. Looks like getting into it. Well beating the end. I was very impressed. I thought the two-dog ran very well now. He looks a real professional.
He's great early pace, doesn't he?
Excellent. And when Holborn came up the inside of him, the third bend, there was no taking that third corner off him. No, he impressed me now. He's only the second time I've seen him tonight. He looks a real professional.
On to the third quarter-final and the relative old stage of Mini Olafarlow, but he's not running like one.
A dog I can't get right. Absolute carnage it was now. I plumbed for the 5 dog. I wanted to take on 4 and 6, and I ended up having the worst race I say in a month now, and the 4 dog. Coming out of the traps, I thought he couldn't win. The 3 dog was coming across him, and he's gone into the corner 2 in front. He's 6 in front of the third bend, and he still held off. He's won 2 or 3 lengths from Artford Billy. Another dog I don't seem to be able to get right, but however. No, a bad result, but sure, what can you say about it? The dogs had to be in a stud, and he's coming back, and he's still beating the best dogs around.
And then Dark Davy in the last heat, beating Group Rooster. Was the money for Group Rooster tonight? And Dark Davy, I'm sure there was money for him.
Dark Davy at 7-2 and 4s is a few quid knocking about. I was taking anything except a blue. If Group Rooster had won, I don't think I'd be standing in the last race now. It was that bad. We just went down the page with it. I made it a 5-4 shot. We laid 11-8, laid 5-4. It's a public dog that'll always back it. But over 5-2-5 with the pace on its inside, Dark Davy, and Building Block showed great pace early on last week. I had to stand it at the price. I was happy enough. We laid the 1 dog, but once the 2 dog got beat, I was having a good race. Still a little bit behind now going into the last, but I'm very happy.
We're now down to the last 12. I'll ask you to pick 2 against the field.
2 against the field? Well, with the early pace of Manola Farlow, once he doesn't get drawn too far out, he's a dog. He can beat any dog on his day. But that Shaw Cross, he has plenty of early gears. Any trouble in behind him, he'll be a hard dog to pass.
You'll be standing next week, you'll be kicking on once again.
Hopefully now. I'll let you know after Wine Tavern Oscar in the last race.
Join us next week for lots more action from around the country, to include the semi-finals of the Tote Gold Cup from Shelbourne Park and the first round of the Tyro Ted Champion Bitch Stake from Galway.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.